Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. So as promised, I'll give you my fortnightly update on where I'm up to with my new army for 2019. And as I mentioned in the last video, it's Space Wolves for Warhammer 40,000. So I've not made as much progress as I would have liked to have, however I have made some progress. So in order to keep myself motivated to do it, I thought I'd share where I'm up to. So you might be able to see from this picture here, it's grown a little bit since the last video, and I did say that I wouldn't buy any more until I'd painted what I'd already done. However, technically I haven't bought any more. So just to kind of recap, we've got our Thunderwolf Cavalry here. I've got two 5-man squads of Grey Hunters. I've got my Wolf Lord as HQ, and since then I've now got a 5-man unit of Primaris Reavers, which I bought the Fangs of Ulrich Kill Team box when Kill Team first came out, and I'd never got round to do anything with them. So they're joining my Space Wolves, and very, very kindly, one of my subscribers and a friend of mine and one of the members of our Facebook group dropped me a message and said he had some Fenrisian wolves and would I be interested in having them, as he had no use for them now, as the project he was going to do, he changed and moved on to something else. So I very graciously said yes, and I now have a 10 wolf unit of Fenrisian wolves as well. I've not done anything with them. They came already built and primed. All I've done is put a little bit of sand onto the base to try and kind of match with what I've already done. So what I have done is I've got the base colours down onto the power armour. I started with a colour that it's been replaced now, but it's the new version is the Fang, is the base colour, and I primed that through my airbrush. I think the original colour that I've got is from the old GW pots, and I think it's called something like Fenrisian Wolf or something like that. Or it might be called Fenris Grey, that might be it. But yeah, it's basically the Fang colour. So I primed them all with the Fang over the top of the Zenithal highlight, and then I've gone in and I've picked out some of the armour with the airbrush with a Fenris Grey. So it looks quite light on camera at the minute, and that's probably because that's the only colour that's on most of them. As I started to come in with, I've started with a couple of them, and you'll see them when I come in with a close-up. I've come in and I've done some of the brown kind of leather pouches. I've done the yellow shoulder pad and the black gun and stuff, and that seems to have toned it down a little bit. So yeah, as I said in my first video, I'm going to try and do them as quickly as I can, so much as I can with the airbrush, and then I'm going to get in there and just sort of do shoulder pads and pick out some of the sort of the lines between the armour with the null oil wash. So I'll show you some close-ups of the army, and then we'll come back and I'll talk a little bit about my plans. First up, we've got the Thunderwolf Cavalry. So we've got the guy on the left there who has a power axe and a storm shield. We've got the guy in the middle there who has a thunder hammer and a plasma pistol, and the guy in the right who has a bolt gun and a chainsword. Not too much progress on these at the moment. I've just got the base armor colours on there at the minute. So let's move on to the next unit. Again, not too much progress on the Grey Hunters, just the basic coat and highlight on the armour as well. It does look really late on camera, but once I get the other colours on and I tone it down a little bit with a little bit of a wash into the recesses, that'll really bring that colour down a little bit. So we'll move on to the new units. So these are the Fenrisian Wolves that Patrick very kindly donated to me. I've not done anything with them yet other than just add a little bit of sand to the bases just so they mix in with the basing that I've already got on my other wolves. I'll give these another prime across the sand and stuff once the sand's completely dried, and we'll give them a zenithal highlight as well with the ghost grey, and then it'll be on to painting those wolves as well. So last but not least, we've got the Primaris Reavers, and I've equipped them all with grapnel launchers and grav shoots. I'm not really sure whether this is something that is useful in game, but I like the way they look, and I'm sure that if I'm just playing some friendly games, I can either take them with or without as counts. Now, these are the ones I've started to paint a little bit further. I've just started to put the yellow onto the shoulder there as well, as you can see. I'll just spin that one around a little bit. And I've also, this one is kind of almost finished. Although, to be fair, once you start painting the basing, that's when it really does come together. So I'm looking forward to getting this unit finished. Then at least I've made some progress, but at least everything else has been armor coated, and I'm making some progress. So that's where I'm up to, folks. Once you get the bases done, I think it'll certainly start to lift some of these colours as well. A model never looks finished until you've got the base done. But I've gone through Battle Scribe and I've put in what I've got here with all of the weapon options that I've got. And this is coming out at 593 points at the moment. So that's getting quite close to kind of, or it's just over, I should say, a quarter of the way towards the 2,000 points. I'm going to try and crack on a little bit more with these, and try and maybe at least get 1 or 2 units finished for the next update video. So if you're interested on following me in my journey with the Space Wolves, don't forget to click subscribe and drop the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.